Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be doing a reaction video to Ben Shapiro debating a bunch of liberals. Yeah, this will be a fun watch. Okay, let's get into this.
To come out transgender is horribly difficult, and being transgender is about the bravest thing you can do. Did she deserve the award? Yes.
Why are we mainstreaming delusion?
It's not delusion.
Why would you call it delusion?
Because Caitlyn Jenner, I'll call him Caitlyn Jenner.
No,
because
it's her. You're not being polite to the pronouns.
Because
disrespectful.
Okay, forget about the disrespect. Facts don't care about your feelings. It turns out that every chromosome, every cell in Caitlyn Jenner's body is male, with the exception of some of his sperm cells. It turns out that his brain structure is male. It turns out that he still has all of his male appendages. How he feels on the inside is irrelevant to the question of his biological sex.
I don't agree with that. I'm not on that train. I'm not on that train. She wants to be called she. I'm going to call her she.
In terms of the science behind gender dysphoria, you're very familiar with that, Zoe.
Very familiar.
It's not about the chromosome. Excuse me, the chromosomes within
We
our.
both know.
Yeah, so it's not about the chromosomes because it don't matter. If you feel like a chick, you're a chick, even though your chromosomes are XY. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Nuclei. Yeah, go ahead.
Chromosomes don't necessarily mean you're male or
See.
female.
Gender.
With gender
identity. Go ahead. So,
especially, but even so, you have a thing like Klinefelter's syndrome. So you don't know what you're talking about. You're not educated on genetics.
Would you like to discuss the genetics?
no.
What are your genetics?
So let's stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
No, I know. Well, but wait. To be fair, you're actually being kind of rude. And that's not fair.
I'm sorry, it's not rude to say that someone who's biologically a male is a male. Apparently, there is something called.
Who would think? Who would think that would be her?
Ponying that happens. I guess this is in New Orleans, which apparently is a weird place. And let's just play it because there are very few words that can describe what's happening here.
People compete in events and classes just the same as real horses.
This is a pony fetish festival.
What?
These pony play hobbyists in New Orleans, Louisiana dress up
Jesus Christ.
and compete in show jumping events.
New Orleans, I swear to God, like, I've heard a lot of stuff from New Orleans. New Orleans is like the weirdest place in America. Like they do all kinds of voodoo, or like everything weird you can think about is in New Orleans. I don't know if that's a place I want to go to. I hear it's, they have great food over there, but yeah, I don't know if that is enough for me to go over there. I hear weird places, like it's really strange in New Orleans. So I hear. I've never been, and I don't think I'll ever go.
Events dressed from head to toe in horse gear.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
down over the jump.
Are you serious with this?
yeah. So here's the thing. Who are we to judge? Can we judge? And who are we to say that these people are not actual ponies? That's the real question. They've entered the pony space. They are now ponies. Understand the reality of the pony space. Respect the pony space. And if you see one of these ponies on the street, out of the goodness of your heart, give them a carrot and a lump of sugar.
What is your formal education background? So I guess a lot of people don't know what your undergraduate degree was in.
So I was at UCLA in political science and then Harvard Law School.
Okay. So you don't have, you wouldn't consider yourself an expert in sociology?
I don't consider sociology a particularly expert field, but go ahead.
What I'm getting at is that you're not considered an expert in sociology, psychology, gender studies, lesbian dance theory.
Lesbian dance degree? There's a degree in lesbian dance. Are you for... What the hell are these colleges doing? Lesbian dance degree? Oh my.
Many of these things that you brought up tonight.
I know a lot more about all those others than lesbian dance theory. As far as if you want to take issue with the argument, I would urge you not to use the argument from authority, which is somebody has a PhD by their name, they know what they're talking about. That's a dumb argument. I don't need a 7-year degree in sociology, no bullshit when I hear it.
You're also offering kind of an unqualified opinion on a lot of these topics.
See, again, you're just making the argument from authority. I don't think slapping a PhD from Ferris State next to your name makes you an expert in all things in the field in which you propose to speak. Okay, the fact is that either my argument's good or my argument's bad. Citing to my credentials is a really bad way of making an argument. It's like it's actually the equivalent of, it's so funny when people do this, it's the equivalent of actually a religious person saying, citing to the Bible for an argument. I'm a very religious person, right? I mean, see this? It's the yarmulke, okay? I'm a religious person, okay? I never cite to the Bible. The reason I don't cite to the Bible is because that's an argument from authority. Okay, you may not believe the authority to which I'm citing. I don't believe the authority to which you're citing. So you're going to have to make me an argument as to what I'm saying that's wrong instead of just saying I don't have the properly enumerated degree from the institution of your choice.
I'm merely citing academia. If you haven't done any significant study or any type of educational, you haven't established yourself as a PhD or a doctorate in any of these programs. So how can you make?
Yeah, you gotta have a PhD to know that men can be women and women can be men, and you have to have a study in lesbian dance theory, whatever the hell that. I mean, I'm gonna Google that shit. I don't even know what the hell does that even mean. Lesbian dance theory, like what?
A qualified opinion on any of these topics is my question.
Because I have read the studies and I can have an opinion on them.
And that's your opinion, and mine was just stated. So, thank you.
Yes, that was my opinion. Just declaring things right does not make them appear. What makes more things appear is a market-based system that creates more doctors, that creates more medical care, that creates more incentive for people to join up. It is better to treat things as goods than as rights, because declaring something a right just means that you have the right to steal it from me. The basic name trickle-down economics is not something that any conservative even proposed. It's a leftist revision of what economics actually is, because you're not giving me the money. It was my money in the first place, created through voluntary transactions that I had with others. I've not stolen money from anyone, neither have you. And the idea that money has to be forcibly taken from you and handed to somebody at the bottom end of the economic spectrum to somehow jog the economy, that may jog McDonald's, but is not going to jog all of the creation of the products and services that make all of our lives much better today than they were 30 years ago in terms of the stuff we have access to. When you say money in politics is bad, again, I ask you, Buddy Roemer gave you $4 million to start TYT. What did he expect in return? Should he not have given you money? Was the money not speech? It was just money after all. It's just like a hooker, I assume. So are you the prostitute? How did this work?
There's many things you can't do with your money. And one of those should be bribing politicians, but we made it legal. So I'm curious what your opinion on that is. Do you think that they're just golly shucks? They just mean well? And
you're a lawyer, so you know that bribery requires two parties to the bribe. If I give money to a politician, there must be something in return. If there is no quid pro quo, there is no bribery.
You think there's nothing in return?
Well,
you think the politicians don't do those favors?
I think very often there is something in return, but I want you to point me to the things that are in return, not just say that all spending on politics ought to be forbidden except for the Young Turks. Young Turks is super successful. We have 80 million uniques. It's wonderful. Do you think Bernie Sanders would care more if you gave him $10,000 or if you dedicated your entire network to kissing his ass for an election cycle?
He got him there. He got him there. Like I hear a lot of all this, especially progressive, not leftist, progressives. They were kissing Bernie Sanders' ass. Like they were licking his ass up. They were all over his ass. All of it. He got him there. He got him there.
How do you say that some people don't have privilege when you basically just said that trans people aren't valid? They're not a thing. They're just girls pretending to be boys or boys pretending to be girls.
Okay. Oh, someone's excited. Okay.
Biological, but gender is a completely different thing.
No, gender is not disconnected from sex. So
it's not completely disconnected, but it's still a cultural thing. It's still from society.
Okay. No, it is not in the mind. Okay, you're not a man if you think you're a man. And I didn't say pretending, or if I did, I shouldn't have said pretending. Let me amend.
You said playing.
Okay, I said a boy who thinks he's a girl. That's the usual phraseology I use. Not playing. I usually say a boy who thinks he's a girl or a girl who thinks he's a boy, which is technically what we're talking about here. As far as the actual psychological issues at play, it used to be called gender dysphoria or gender identity disorder. Now they call it gender dysphoria. The idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. Okay, and I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. You're still a human being, and you're a human being with an issue that I wish you Godspeed in dealing with in whatever way you see fit. But if you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no. My answer is no. I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should like not be accepted because they don't really fit in either place. They can't just like.
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
Where's that written though?
In the name Boy Scouts.
He got him there. He got her there. I mean, these people, they make things look easy for Ben.
Because this is a very because for all of human history, boy meant boy and girl meant girl.
Until
boy did not mean girl.
Until 5 minutes ago.
And if I call you a moose, are you suddenly a moose? Okay, if I redefine our terms. No, yes, that's right. Men and women are a completely different thing. This is true. Have you ever met a man or a woman? They're completely different.
You can't just say you're a cat. It's not a thing. It's genders. It's not saying you're.
Okay, why is that? I don't understand. Why? Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, I won't ask you how old. I will ask you how old you are. Okay, because you're young enough that it's probably not insulting to ask you. So.
I'm 22, so I'm probably gonna be naive, right?
No. Why aren't you 60? Why aren't you 60? Why can't you identify as 60? What is the problem with you identifying as 60?
It's not the same as gender. You can't just.
You're right. Age is significantly less important than gender. You can't magically change your gender. You can't magically change your sex. You can't magically change your age.
But you think it doesn't impact their identity at all, or their depression, or how they feel about themselves?
I think the idea that you're going to sacrifice the entire society's proper definition of sex because you think that there is in legal terms, somebody with an eggshell skull, meaning that somebody who has a pre-existing condition that makes them more susceptible to criticism, that is not a way to run a society. You can't sacrifice truth because some people are going to actually suffer because of the truth.
What are they saying?
To come out trans.
All right. Yeah, that was the end of the clip. I mean, these guys, they make things look easy for this man. This guy, he's incredible. I wouldn't want to go against him on a debate. Like, this guy would tear you to shreds. But when it comes to this trans stuff, like, there's no logic to it. Like, when you look at it, when you think, there's no logic to trans. There's no logic to the ideology. It doesn't make any sense. And the more you learn about it, the less sense it makes. Like, you have to really you have to really throw away your logic, the logic part of your brain. You have to throw that away. Like, you have to throw it away completely to actually make sense of this trans stuff. That's how it, like, there's no logic to trans. There's no logic to the ideology at all. Well, me personally, I think there's less logic to everything liberal or progressive. Anything woke, I classify anything progressive or leftist or liberal woke. I know there are distinctions between liberals, leftists, and progressives. I know there are distinct, but I'm not gonna, waste my time trying to, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to differentiate which one is which. I'm not gonna waste my time trying to do that because for me, it's all the same. They are all cut from the same cloth. Yeah, I know it's gonna take. There's a difference, and I get it. I understand. There's a difference between leftists, progressives, and liberals. There's a huge difference. Well, not a huge. But there's little differences between all of those three things. But it's just easy to just lump all of them together because when it comes to the foundation of their ideology, of their beliefs, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's just a little bit differences of, here and there, but it's all the same. So anything woke, I just throw it in anything that is liberal or progressive or leftist. That's how I define woke. I know what liberals used to get you is, define what woke is. Woke is anything liberal, anything progressive, anything leftist. That's woke. That's how I define woke. And there's not too much logic to it. It's all emotions. It's all feelings. They feel something. It's all emotional. They try to get you with emotions. There's no logic to the ideology. There's no logic to their reasoning. And that's what gets me with this, with the left. There's no logic to the ideology. Anyway, that's just my opinion, though. If you like this video, if you enjoy the clip, please hit the like button. Please leave a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. I always read it and I always reply to almost all of y'all. And then please subscribe. You have a good night.